Almost 100% of my audience is male, and that's not by accident. Look at what I have and look at who I am. They after the bag. They after that dollar. Why? Because they know that they can get more women. They can have a choice of the kitty cat. The more money they have, the more they can prove that they have money. And women usually operate from a look at me and look what I can do. Usually in the rated R and XXX category. They showing skin. Why? Because they know that the guys that's trying to get them with the bag, they want that kitty cat. So that's what they trying to catch you with. And this makes you a target. We see it all the time. I ain't gonna call no names, but we seen some of the greatest men fall for the kitty cat. One of the best decisions I ever made was waiting until I was 30 to have kids. And I've seen dudes get girls pregnant, women pregnant for the wrong reason. They had a conversation to tell you why they did it. They was crazy about the purring of that kitty cat. And they just got this woman pregnant so they could always have access to her. It wasn't so she could be his wife. It wasn't so he could raise a family. It wasn't so he could have a son or a daughter. It was so he could trap her. So guys get women pregnant too to trap them so they'll always have access to the kitty cat. But then the women, some of them will get pregnant by the dude to trap them. But that was a choice he made. But she's doing that so she can get the bag. So guys, if you are just working to be successful, you're going after the mighty dollar for the motivation of just to get the kitty cat. You need to work on that because you ain't gonna do nothing but end up in trouble. The most valuable resource you have right now, especially if you're a young man, is your time. And because of that, you shouldn't allow nobody to waste it, especially you. But until you realize how important your time is, that's what you're going to do. You're going to waste it. It's a lot of people in the graveyard full of ideas and fresh out of time. Poor choice of words. They out of time. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my story, and hopefully this can help you. I didn't have a mentor, guys. We living in an age where you can just cut the computer on and you can listen to somebody else if they keeping it real with you, if they willing to be honest with you and actually tell you something of some value you can use to save you some time. When I wake up in the morning, that's the best version of me. My mind is fresh. My ideas is pouring. I can cut this mic on and I can go. And that's what I'm doing right now. So if you watch some of my other content, you can tell the difference. Usually I'm using a prompter. So let me tell you how my life changed recently. And that's crazy. I said that, but then I'm about to tell you about the past. Once I realized how valuable my time was, I went crazy for like 2 years straight, working tons of overtime so I could buy my time back, so I could quit my day job. So after I did that, now I got control over my time, or at least I thought. So once I got that going, I remarried my ex-wife and we had another child. So now I got 3 sons and I got a wife. But when I accomplished all of these things financially, these monumental things, getting my credit score over 800, paying off almost all of my debt, paying my car off, reducing all my expenses, saving up X amount of dollars, ended up with like 2 years worth of my salary in savings, investments, and my 401k. Just a 2-year turnaround. But this was because I didn't have any distractions. While we were divorced, she had the kids most of the time. So I could just focus on my purpose. I could just focus on whatever I needed to focus on. And man, was it paying off. But once I got back with my wife and we started working together as a unit with the family, things took a turn, because now I end up being almost, I say almost, a house husband. I ain't never in a million years want to be no house husband. That ain't my vision. I'm about work. I want to work. But what I do, I put myself in a position where I can work from home. And remember what I told you about time. My house is full of distractions. And we have to be mentally, or you have to be mentally strong enough to be able to fight through and push through those distractions, regardless of how you feeling. You can feel like, listen, man, I don't feel like doing nothing today. But when you work a day job, we don't really pay attention to our feelings like that, because we always have the threat of, I could lose this job. When you're working for yourself, there is no I could lose this job. You're not going to fire yourself. And that's another reason about why it's so difficult when you are working for yourself and you have a significant other that doesn't see what you do as being as important as a job where you could get fired. So every time something happens, something go on with the kids at school, it's me. So I got to stop what I'm doing. My mind was just always being shifted and distracted. I did research on it. It take you about 12 minutes for you to get locked in on something. Man, if I had a timer, I was being distracted or interrupted almost every 30 seconds. And I know that sounds like I'm exaggerating. I am not. We got a dog, 3 kids, and a wife. And noise. I'm talking about noise, like nonstop. So my life changed today. All my kids, thank you, God, Jesus, is in school now. So now I got prime time real estate to be able to just get in front of this camera, cut this mic on, and share my thoughts. And my baby son, I think he knew yesterday was his last day to try to drive me crazy. He ain't never acted like that. Yes, I said it twice. Like that. I had stayed up late last night because I'm releasing a short every morning. Every morning at 9 a.m., I'm releasing a short. So I needed to make sure I got that done. So I was up late last night. I'm exhausted, okay? So he got the TV here in the front. I'm taking my bath. I'm relaxing. I'm reading a book or doing research or something. I came out in the living room. He had got the stool, climbed up in the cabinet, dumped cookies all over the floor in the den in front of in the living room, in front of the television. I'm like, oh my gosh. Son, pick this up, clean this up. So we get that together. Then sit down, watch TV, chill, relax, watch TV. I go back in the bathroom, try to resume my bath. I hear him and the dog having a ball, laughing, bumping, just nonstop. I finish my bath. I come out in the kitchen. It's dog food and water everywhere. So him and the dog then knocked over the dog bowl, the water bowl. I'm like, oh my gosh. I got to record. I got a video that I got scheduled to release at 6 p.m. I got to write. I got to edit. I got work to do. Every time I got to shift and go back and forth with being a father, which is something I take pride in, don't get me wrong, but I don't have that barrier between being a dad and doing my job or doing my work, what I love to do. So now I'm cleaning up dog food. I'm cleaning up the water. And I'm like, where's the other bowl at? I see one, but I can't find the other dog bowl. I'm like, son, he done went upstairs. Son, where the other dog at? It's upstairs. He done said it like 3 or 4 times. Son, bring me the bowl down. He ain't bring it to me. Let me tell you what happened, guys. I say, you know what? Forget it. Let me go up there and get it myself. I took 2 steps on them stairs. And I had just shaved too. So that skin was, it was smooth, silky smooth. He bust me on my head with that dog bowl, man. He threw it over the top of the rail. As soon as I hit them steps, luckily it wasn't metal. I'd probably be laying in the middle of the floor right now. Well, not today. Somebody found me. I could have been messed up. All right. It was like hell broke loose. His last day, I have been fighting with my environment. So I said all of this to say, guys, if you want to be successful, you have to understand that there's some things that need to change, because everything that you're getting right now, the amount of money you make, where you live at, your relationships, your car, everything that you want to change is a result of what you've been doing. And the main things that need to change when you start using your time a different way is your environment and people. You have to find some type of sanctuary. You need a place where you can think. You need a place where it's quiet. I can hear a pin drop now. That's where your best ideas are going to come from. That's where your best work is going to come from, because you focused. No distractions. Now you can read. Now you can study. Now you can lock in. So you want to create a environment for success. That's the best way to put it. So time minus distractions equal success. The next biggest distraction is going to be people, because the people currently in your life are going to change. As you change, you're going to repel some people. And as you change, you're going to attract some people. It's just how it works. But without having a mentor or somebody telling you how that's going to work, it might bother you. And you might try to hold on to those people. And you might try to hold on to these environments. But as you do that, you're also limiting or preventing yourself from being able to change. And change is not a bad thing, guys. It's really another way of saying growth. Trees change. Why? Because they're growing. You're not in a pot. This world too big for you to be in a pot. Your roots can grow deep. They can grow wide. And you can grow as tall as you want to grow. But if you want to sit around in a pot you don't fit in no more, your dreams are bigger than the pot you in, you need to move, fella. You ain't a tree. You can move. You can relocate. But the first place you need to relocate is in your head. So I want you to get this idea out of your mind that money is the most valuable thing you have. It's not. The most valuable thing you have is time. The next most valuable thing you have to that is your health. And matter of fact, if you don't have your health, you can't even do anything with the time. But then you need your time to be alive. I'm being technical, guys, because I want to help you. And I want to make sure I get a good grip on this too. But those two things are invaluable, man. You can have all this money and not have the health to even do anything with it. When you mature as a man, you start understanding it's not about what you have. It's not about who you are. It's not about status. You know what it's about? Influence and resources. Influence. Why is that important? First, you need to have something to say, and you need to have something worth saying, but that falls on deaf ears if nobody is willing to listen to you. That's why you need influence. Influence starts at home. If you don't have no influence over your wife, you don't have no influence over your kids. And saying over sounds controlling. Influence with. If you don't have no influence with your wife, you don't have no influence with your kids, you falling short. They ain't gonna listen to you. So it don't even matter if you have something worth saying. And then the next thing is resources. People get so wrapped up in money, they forget what money do. Money gives you access to things. Those things are resources. Money is a resource. So resources puts you in a position not just to take care of yourself and your family, but to help somebody else. Even if you helping somebody else in the form of providing goods and services, buying a business, starting a business, investing in a business, investing in people, investing in yourself. So I appreciate you guys. And I'm loving the fact that I have this freedom now, and I'm going to take full advantage of it. You already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Put your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And if you want to know what book I read that helped me change my life financially, check out this next video. Take care and God bless.